All right, here we are, day 99 of the Trump presidency, and today the president was busy keeping promises that he made to you, the American people. Now, earlier today, President Trump signed an executive order that could lead to a major boom in drilling in the Atlantic and Arctic Oceans, which is a big part of his energy independence plan. That'll create a lot of jobs. This is just one way of the president's many accomplishments. Democrats, the Destroy Trump media, they will never tell you about these things because it doesn't fit into their ideological narrative. They will distort, they will ignore everything the president has accomplished. Now, like appointing, for example, Neil Gorsuch to the U.S. Supreme Court. Remember, that was a key part of his campaign. Now, Judge Gorsuch came directly from then-candidate Trump's list of judges to fill Antonin Scalia's seat. Now, the president is overseeing as well a resurgence in American job creation. Get this, since January, over 500,000 jobs have in fact been created. The stock market is soaring, and business confidence is now at an all-time high. Anybody in the media reporting this? Well, not to mention major companies, manufacturers, let's see, Ford, General Motors, Toyota, Fiat Chrysler, Intel, Carrier, too many to list, many others are already or have promised to create jobs and in the process pump billions of dollars into the American economy. Now, the Trump administration has taken a chainsaw to Obama-era burdensome regulations, and he's promised to cut rules and regulations that are killing and choking off business by up to 75%. Also, getting the coal miners back to work. That was a big part of the president's plan, and he's put an end to the war on coal that was carried out by the Obama administration. Also, illegal immigration is now plummeting at America's southern border. Crossings are down a whopping 60%. And that's without the border wall that the Democrats are blocking. That's only by enforcing the laws that are on the books that Obama never did. Now, the president's also trying to fight back against sanctuary cities, despite the alt-radical left blocking those efforts. And they do it by, of course, judge shopping in left-wing activist courts in the West Coast. And, of course, they talk about, well, where are they going to bring it? To a judge that will rule against President Trump and bring it to the Ninth Circuit. He's also drafted a plan to defeat ISIS, and he's making progress in taking back territory from that terrorist group in Iraq. Now, the president also said he drained the swamp. Part of that includes his 5-year lobbying ban. The Trump administration also sanctioned Iran over their ballistic missile test, and they put the rogue regime in Tehran on notice. And more importantly, the president has ordered a full review of what is the disastrous Iranian nuclear deal. And unlike his predecessor, President Trump, he responded to Syria's use of chemical weapons with a tactical and precise Tomahawk missile strike. Why? To send a message to Bashar al-Assad. And by the way, the Trump administration also sanctioned Syria, just like Tehran. Now, the White House also introduced this week a massive tax reform plan, and that would slash personal and corporate taxes. That means putting more money back in your pockets and giving American companies the money they badly need to create jobs. And earlier this week, the president started the process to begin renegotiation of NAFTA with Mexico and Canada, like he promised on the campaign trail. The president has also created a task force to reduce crime and is focusing on stopping gangs like MS-13. He signed executive orders to finally protect police officers and to go after drug cartels. And the president is also working on sending education, he did it this week, to the states by signing an executive order to review federal control over the educational system. Also this week, the White House is working to fix the Department of Veterans Affairs. Another big campaign promise. The president signed an order to improve accountability and to protect whistleblowers. Now, all of these are real, tangible accomplishments you won't hear about in the mainstream media. Democrats, the Destroy Trump media, refuse to face reality, give him any kind of credit, and that's why what I just told you, you will never hear from them. Now, just take a look at how the obstructionist Democrats, look at how they, in all their partisanship, with all their obstruction, have graded the president in his first 100 days.
President Trump has shown that he does not value the future of our children, our seniors, working families, and our country. The grades are coming due for President Trump after a historically dismal first 100 days. Budget, F. Creating jobs, F. Draining the swamp, F. Health care, F-.
Unless his approach changes, the next 100 days will be just like the first. A series of broken or unfulfilled promises and very few results for America's working families. So I don't think he's improving or learning in the job. It's, as my colleague said, it's an F.
Of course, congressional Democrats, now, they're not the only ones who have endlessly, every day, gone after the president. Now, the Destroy Trump media, they viciously attack him day in, day out, even before he became president. Watch this.
Donald Trump has been saying that he will run for president as a Republican, which is surprising since I just assumed he was running as a joke.
We better be ready for the fact that he might be leading the Republican ticket next.
I know you don't believe that, but I want to go on.
Sorry to laugh.
Which Republican candidate has the best chance of winning the general election?
Of the declared ones right now, Donald Trump.
I understand why so many people voted for him. I understand where you were coming from. I understand why you liked him. But this man is lying to you.
Trump's critics, those who are worried about this president and this White House, saw a live special television event brought to you by narcissism, thin skin, chaos, and deeply personal grievances.
This was a white lash. This was a white lash against a changing country. It was a white lash against a black president in part. And that's the part where the pain comes.
When he said today, America first, it was not just the racial, I shouldn't say racial, the Hitlerian background to it.
This is a very sad night for the country. You can't polish this turd.
When he called you fake news, what if you had called him a fake president?
All right, the Destroy Trump media, obviously, they've also been criticizing the president for not going to the White House Correspondents' Dinner tomorrow night. Why wouldn't he want to hang out with all those wonderful people? Now, instead, he's holding a rally in Pennsylvania because he'd rather be with the people that need his help, the people that voted for him. Now, here's the president explaining that decision. Take a look.
I'm treated very unfairly and very dishonestly by the press, and I thought it was inappropriate to go this year. If I were treated even slightly fairly by the press, I would have gone. But look, they're writing stories about how unfairly I get treated by the press, so I just felt it was inappropriate. I thought it would be very disingenuous if I went. I thought it would be actually in a certain way dishonest if I went.
All right, that is exactly why this channel you're now watching is so important. Why? Not just this show. We are the only news outlet in the country that is even willing to give this president just a fair shake. Now, after almost 100 days in office, here's what we know for certain. The Democrats, the Destroy Trump media, they will do anything they deem necessary to try and damage this president and presidency. Their goal is simple. They want him out of office, and they won't stop until that day comes, and that happens. They also want to destroy anyone and everyone who works for him or dares to support him. They've even attacked his wife, his daughter, his 10-year-old child. Now, that obviously creates a huge challenge for the president. But here's what really matters tonight. President Trump, he's been keeping his promises to you, the American people, and checking off his list. And according to a brand new Washington Post ABC News poll, 96% of the people who voted for President Trump, they said it was the right thing to do. Democrats, liberal snowflakes, the propaganda media, they can criticize the president all they want. But that right there proves that President Trump is doing exactly what he promised he would do, which is refreshing to you, the American people. It's also why this president is confident in what he has accomplished so far. Now, here's what the president told our own Martha McCallum earlier today about his first 100 days. Take a look.
I think we're doing tremendously well. I don't think anybody has ever done this much in 100 days.
My opinion, the president should be happy with what he has accomplished so far because he's done it without zero help from Congress. Now, the Democrats in Congress, they have shown they aren't going to cross over the political aisle to work with this president, regardless of what he proposes. Congressional Republican leaders as well, they clearly, pathetically, were not ready to govern, even though they asked for the House in 2010, the Senate in 2014, and the White House in 2016. Well, some of them did. Some of them didn't support then-candidate, now President Trump. Now, just look at the effort to repeal and replace Obamacare. This is pathetic. For nearly 8 years, Republicans said they would put an end to Obamacare, but they were not ready to go. They didn't build a consensus bill. Nobody even saw the bill before they released it. So the process is taking such a longer period than it otherwise should have. That doesn't mean it won't get done, because as we've seen over the first 99 days, the president intends to keep the promises he made to you, the American people. So that is the first 100 days that your mainstream alt-radical left media will never tell you, because they're biased, abusively so. As I've said many times on this program, journalism is dead. Now they're in full destroy Trump mode, and I don't trust them, and nor should you. Anyway, thank you for your support with us every night.